Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a wonderful week. The market has been trending. It is September after all. There has been some great setups going. So we're going to be looking at a couple of them this week as well. So hoping to catch some nice setups. We've got a couple of setups that are starting to play out very nicely. So a lot of money to make in the next coming sessions. So stay tuned and keep watching. Please do like and subscribe to the videos if you do like it at the end of the videos. Let's get started. Before we start with today's analysis, let me just show you that we've got these timestamps that works amazingly well if you watch these videos and you are only looking for specific pairs. So under the description of all my videos, you'll find these timestamps. So let me just show you. So if you go onto the Show More tab on my videos, you will find these timestamps. So usually about an hour after I upload the video on YouTube, you will find this. So you go and click on Show More. When you click on Show More, you will find a link to each and every pair that is analyzed during this webinar. So that works amazingly well. So if you wanted to back test and see what we've been doing for the last couple of years, you can just click any pair and take it back and see how that has been coming out. So some of the great pairs that we've traded in this year alone has been the CAD pairs. That is your pound CAD and EUROCAD and US dollar CAD as well. So a lot of makes it very easy for back testing. I also use this myself when I have to do analysis during the week and I have to update the charts. I check what we've been looking for and what we are going to look for in the week ahead. All right, so this works amazingly well. So let's get started with our analysis. I'm going to start with the Euro, US dollar, and the dollar index. The two are on the daily chart. Right on the top, you've got, before we get started with that, about the course. Anybody who's interested in the course, we are currently busy in the second week of our current course, which concludes this coming week on Thursday. The next one is going to be on the 6th of October. So bookings are already open. People are already booking for that one. If you need more information about the course, send me an email. That's where you're going to get detail about the content and the timing. Also, that's where you get more detail. Okay, so don't talk much about it here because we don't have a lot of time. So if you want to detail, it is all on the email. All right. Let's get started with today's analysis now. Right, Euro US dollar in the top, dollar index at the bottom. So we are still looking at the sequence. I'm going to switch off the labeling so we can make it clear. So we are still looking at this move here on the on Euro US dollar. You're still looking at a 1, 2, 3, and then your 4 was the triangle and a 5. Okay, so I'm still expecting that we are looking at this one unfolded as a 5-wave move. So I'm expecting that this is an A wave, and we're going to get a B wave, and we're going to get a C wave. Remember, my overall target has always been 1.2 on the Euro US dollar. Okay, I know the 4-hour chart looks like it's going down, but that shouldn't be a problem. So similarly here, you've got the exact same inverse on the dollar index. You've got a move like this here. You've got up. This is the opposite of this move. You've got a correction, and you've got this move here. You had this wave 4 as a running triangle. I'm going to show that running triangle again, and then that became a 5. Then from there, we're starting the move as well. So it's exactly the same thing that we are starting here. You've got a move down now. You've got this correction now. You'll see how this correction is playing out. Looks like the dollar index wants to push a little bit higher before it comes down with this move. Okay, so what are we looking at here? So let me see if I can get the green and it will be clear. Before we do that, let's put on the numbers here. I'm just doing this as an overview so you can see the overall direction of this move. This, we are concluding that it has ended a 5-wave move here, which has completed a wave A. There was a wave A that we were looking at here, and we are now looking for this B. And we are now, obviously, this comes from historical analysis. Okay, so we'll be looking for the B to be in place. If we get a B in place, we're going to get our C to come down. This makes a lot of sense, and you'll see that gold and silver are following the exact same structure. So the correlation is prevalent. on both pairs. So if I'll just put on the numbers on the bottom one, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a running triangle, and this is your running triangle. A running triangle goes something like this in the lower degree. This is A, B, C, D, E, and then it bounces to the upside. That was your triangle, a running triangle. You can go read about a running triangle. I think I explained this last week on the video as well, on the Sunday video, so you can go and look at that. So here you also had a triangle, a normal contracting triangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, before it dropped to the downside, and you had that triangle coming down as a wave 4. So you can see both wave 4s were triangles, and now we're looking at these as A in place, B to be in place, but this one still needs to push a little bit higher. Okay, this still needs to push a little bit higher in the lower time frame before it comes down. This one needs to come a little bit lower before it pushes higher. So then we will expect these moves. We're going to expect another move like this. Then further upside on the US dollar index and further downside on Euro US dollar. Okay, but for now we are focused on the wave Bs that's currently unfolding, So let's go to the 4-hour chart on both pairs and see something interesting that is playing out exactly the same on both pairs. So how do we trade this in the coming session? Let's see, that is the 4-hour chart on Euro US dollar at the top. Let's get the 4-hour chart at the bottom on the dollar index. You'll see there's something interesting on both pairs. Okay, it's still the same pairs. Right, so let's look at the current structure that is building up. And this is the structure, this is the structure. The difference that you see here is that this one at the top did not take out the high. This one at the bottom took the lows. Okay, so this tells you that the dollar index will still be going down. Okay, so we've got a 3-wave move up, we've got 3-wave move down. We're expecting an impulsive move to the upside that will come and take this top and break to the downside like that. So Euro US dollar, we're expecting that this, if we get a correction here, it will come back down here with this move. It will come back here to this low before it pushes to the upside. So we're just looking for an opposite move here. The dollar index is a lot clearer, so you want to be buying the dollar to at least come to this level. Okay, so coming to this level, and then we're gonna expect a breakdown. So wait for this to start correcting here. Wait for this to start correcting here. You'll be looking for this move. You'll be looking for this move. Okay, so all of that will be an A, B, and then looking for a C. This will be an A, B, you'll be looking for a C. So here you'll be looking for an A, B, and a C. So this internal one here is actually this one. Let's just clean it up. Okay, internally you will have this essence A, B, C, and you're expecting this to be an impulsive move. A, B, C, expecting this one to be an impulsive move as well. You may not get an entry point easily, but that's what you're going to be looking at. So look for these entries in the 1-hour time frame, targeting these levels minimum, targeting this level minimum. Easy to trade in the week ahead, these two pairs. Okay, so you need to monitor what happens there. The only change that could happen, let's go to the Euro US dollar individually. Let's go one chart. Let's go one chart now. Okay, so this cannot even be a running flat because it did not take the high, unless this starts pushing up here and takes the high, comes down and still go up. But otherwise, we're still looking for the same structure. We're looking for a correction here, come back down, and then a push higher. Okay, there's possibility for it to come all the way to retest this low, but that's not the count that we're looking at. We're looking for this one to come back down here. Right, that's Euro US dollar. Let's look at then the rest of the US dollar pairs. Pound US dollar. Okay, so pound US dollar Still has an incomplete sequence to the upside on the correction. So now we're looking only at the last piece of correction that I was looking at on Euro US dollar and the DN and the dollar index on the 4 hour. So they should be correlated. So let's see how the numbers look there. Okay, so you can see that this one's still missing up here to come to the blue box by a few pips. There's a likelihood that this can still push a little bit higher with that move. So that's why I'm saying Euro US dollar may slightly push a little bit higher before it drops as well. So this may not drop all the way. Okay, it may not drop all the way. So this is what I mean by that. Let's switch off here. We have gone up in three waves on the pound. We've made a three-wave move up, three-wave correction, and a three-wave move. This move is incomplete, but it could be. Okay, we still wanted it to come back to the blue box around that level and start correcting and give us three-wave. If it gives us three-wave move, then it will give us another three waves all the way to 134, which we have forecasted from the beginning of this correction. So that would be a WXY move. Only then will we expect then that this comes down. So you can see that this correlates with what Euro US dollar is currently doing, this structure to the upside. So they've moved to the downside, could be complete. The only way to know that is if we get a entry point here for a move to the downside. But just be careful when you enter this. You need to have a strategy, because that flag could be also a three-wave move in the lower degree that does something like this and just pushes up that small move that we still want to complete before it starts making that three-wave move to the downside, and maybe another one. Okay, so we are expecting a double. Okay, we're expecting a double, but there is a possibility of this being a single, and then it starts going from there. Okay, but either way, whichever one plays out, we will know when it is complete, because the market does not run away. It always gives you a chance. It will show you beforehand which one it is. But we're expecting a double based on the size of the swing to the downside. So that's what you need to look out on pound US dollar. No immediate move at market open. US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD is pretty interesting. I've just adjusted the count slightly here. I've adjusted the count slightly. So if you've been watching these videos a couple of weeks back, when this correction started, we forecasted that this was gonna be the move that we're gonna get, and we're gonna get this to the downside like this. Okay, so we're still expecting the same. Let's show this here. So what has happened here now? I'll switch this off. It looks like we've unfolded down in three-wave moves, and we are getting this one unfolding as an expanding flat, clear expanding flat, three waves, 5 waves there, and we will be looking for this to give us this move like that, and that will give us the last move to the upside before we drop. Why are we looking for that upside move before we drop? Let's show this in the daily. Look at the daily, very interesting. So we've got very clear structures in the next coming sessions. Okay, so what are we looking at? We're looking for a move similar to this one here. So this could be this move that does this, and that will be this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that could be this move that goes and give us a Z move. We are looking at this as a, I was looking at this as a W, X, Y, X, Z. But in terms of the degree, I could be wrong here, and it could actually, the W could actually be here. But it doesn't matter. Either way, we'll be able to get this one here. So it will be WX, that's clear, the second count, which will still be exactly the same in terms of the bias. WX, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, W, 1, 2, 3, X, 1, 2, 3, Y, X, Z. Okay, so this will be the X that is currently playing out in 3 waves like that, and then we're looking for a Z. Right, so this is still coming down now. As much as we're expecting upside, this is still coming down. So we can still sell this all the way down until it takes this low. Taking this low will mean that this is actually in place, because we also have a blue box there that tells us this cycle may have completed. And if that is the case, this is the move that could be starting to the downside. And if this is the move that is starting to the downside, you've got a 1, 2, 3 wave move down. You're going to have 1, 2, 3 wave move down. What you're going to have is you're going to have a deeper correction like that, and then it's going to carry on with that move. Okay, so either way, it will not leave you behind. So you keep getting corrective structures in the lower degree, and that's how you're going to play that one out. So let's go to the lower time frame. On the 1 hour, let's go 1 hour. 1 hour short term, looks like we've made a 3-wave move up correction. We've made this 1, 2, 3. This one looks like it wants to give 1 push up before we correct, and that could be the move that you get in the 1 hour time frame for another move to the downside. So remember, we're looking for this to correct here. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a correction to start playing out here. So we don't know which correction and how it's going to play out, but when it is complete, we will be able to see which correction and how to trade it. So for now, you've got this 1, 2, 3, and this leg seems to be unfolding as a impulse. So could we have 1 more before we start getting the correction? Okay, something like that, and then we start taking it down. So that's what you're going to be looking at on this one. So if this is completed and we're starting a move down, then that will still be okay. So we're going to be looking for entry points to the downside. Why are we looking for downside? Because the daily is showing us downside. So any corrective structure is showing us continuation for downside. So that is why we're looking for downside, because we are looking for this move. Let's draw it cleanly. We are looking for this move, 1, 2, 3. We're looking for this move, 1, 2, 3. And its correction here in the middle, that is your X wave. So that becomes a WXY move. See, can't be any clearer than that. All right, so look out for corrective structure here to take it down. That is US dollar CAD, US dollar CHF. So US dollar CHF, just based, it's not the clearest move right now in the higher degree, but what we do is, if you don't have a clear structure on the higher degree, you look at the smaller time frame, because there you'll have enough data to know what the next move is. So you can trade it move for move. If you remember last week, we traded this one just based on the correlation with the other pairs. So just because of the correlation with the other pairs, we wanted it to go and retest the top there. So we got that move, focused that move, just simply because of correlation. And we were expecting that it was going to give us a move like that. It eventually built up this running flat here, and now we're coming down with this move. We're coming back up again, a correction here, slight move up, because remember, Euro US dollar, we're expecting that slight move to the downside. So this will be opposite to what the Euro US dollar and Pound US dollar will be doing. So look for correction here and a small move to the upside. That is your US dollar CHF. Let's do the Audi. Audi is one of those with a clearer structure. Show you on the higher time frame. The sequence down is almost complete. Almost complete. If we show you the whole structure there, you'll see that we still need just a slight move to the downside. One more down before we come. Call this sequence to the downside complete. Okay, so let's just switch off that. So I'm going to look at this corrective structure here in the lower degree, because we just need to see how this is going to end so that we can come back down, and then we're going to be out of this corrective structure. That sequence to the downside will be complete. So this is how the 4-hour looks. If this is Luca from the premium group, so Luca, we will do that in the premium group. We don't have time to dedicate a lot of time on one pair. So if Luca, I think you're in the premium group, so we can discuss that in the premium group. Right. So let's have a look. Responding to Yuka is saying is asking if we can dedicate more time to EURAUD. Okay, we're dedicating as much time as we have. All right. So that is Audi US dollar. So now we have unfolded in 5 waves to the upside here. This made a 5-wave move up. This is a single wave. So it still needs to push a little bit higher to give us a 3-wave move. Okay, but that single wave, that 5-wave move to the upside could unfold here, something like that, come back up, this, give you this correction for that last move that we are looking for to the downside before we actually make the reversal. So this could still be a little bit more sideways in the next coming sessions. So you need to exercise a bit of patience with this one. So if you get a entry point like this one here, you may take it with your stop just above the flag there, and you're going to need to move your stop to break even when you get to this level, because at this level there's a likelihood of this coming back up for one more before we come down. Okay, so I don't even want to be looking at this one here if you're not ready to lose 2% of your account. There's likelihood that you could, but you need to that's the strategy that you need to play to take this one to the downside. But otherwise, I'll just be waiting for this one. I'm waiting for the move to the upside because the cycle is very close to the end, and selling here is very risky. Okay, so wait for the cycle to complete to the downside, just like that. All right, so that is AUD US dollar New Zealand. Okay, so New Zealand, let's go daily, show the structure. So New Zealand also has one more down, so confirming the one more down that we're looking for. This last piece is ending as an ending diagonal. So we've got in wave 5 this piece here that could go one up before it comes down for the wave 5, and then this actually still needs to give us an A B wave correction and further downside. But this current cycle is very close to the end here before we get the bigger corrective structure B. Okay, so one more down on New Zealand US dollar before we go up, before the trend reverses. So the cycle is close to the end there, so keep an eye on this one. You also have divergence, not confirmed yet. This divergence, okay, you actually have divergence in this time frame as well on the daily. So that's indication that soon, even if this can keep going down and this can keep making higher highs, then we will be ready to get a bounce to the upside on New Zealand. All right. So let's look at more US dollar pairs. I think we can do US dollar ZAR. Today I'm going to do US dollar MXN as well, Mexican peso, because it's got a very interesting structure, even though I don't trade it as frequently. All right, so let's look at this one here. So US dollar ZAR has made a 1, 2, 3 wave move. Okay, it has made a 3-wave move to the upside, and now if we are not dropping after this move, it means that we're still going to have more upside, and this is the indication that we're going to get more upside. If we get this to correct like that, give us this one more, then we're going to get more to the upside. Okay, so what we are looking for now, what we'll be looking for on US dollar ZAR is a correction that is similar in size as this one. Anything similar in size as this one will tell you that this is ready to go further up. Okay, this move is going very strongly. It looks like we may even retest the all-time high on US dollar ZAR that happened in January 2016 when they when the former president fired the finance minister abruptly. So this could still push up higher, but this was an ABC move, so that will need a bit of a deeper correction to take it back to that level. Even break it, but I don't think it's going to go in a straight line. But the move that we're currently having seems like is this one here. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this one. So we had that move, it made a 3-wave correction, and now we're making this move. Okay, so let's see how this plays out here. We're currently in a correction. I'm not interested in it like this. I'd be interested in after it makes a clear corrective structure or clear indication of a reversal. But I don't think it's going to happen now. We're still bullish there long term. So not good news for the ZAR. Still weak against the US dollar. Right, so I said I'm going to add US dollar MXN. I don't know if I added it to the watch list. I didn't. Let's just have a look at it quickly. US dollar MXN. So US dollar MXN. I think this is one of the trades we took in our group. This one here. Okay, I didn't take it personally, but I posted a chat about it. So this is 1, 2, 3. Right on the blue box, it reversed. So you want to take this to the downside, minimum this level, because you can get this move back up, or it can just go straight. So if you're entering here, when it gets to this level, you want to move your stop to break even. Okay, you want to move your stop to break even so that if you're going to have this move, it doesn't take you out for a loss. And then you're going to wait for another entry when it does this here. This is a clear ABC move. It's a clear ABC move. Let's see here. It made a 5-wave move up, A. You can see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Another 5-wave move to the upside. Textbook ABC move. Now, textbook ABC move in the higher degree. So this could possibly unfold as a diagonal for it to be a valid wave C. Okay, because we know that wave C is in 5 waves, so that could unfold as a diagonal there. So you can take that one like that. All right, so that is US dollar MXM. So now let's look at the yen pairs. We'll look at the yen pairs and then we'll look at silver and gold. So they've got interesting structures. Silver and gold have got interesting structures, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be very interesting. They're looking very good. Good, by interesting, I mean very clear structures. So let's look at pound yen. Pound JPY. All right, so pound JPY, there's a likelihood that we're still going to have one more down. But for now, the sequence is looking up. So this is the daily. On the daily, we are looking for this to just push up and give us, it can push up to this level, to the blue box, and drop for one before we actually go all the way with a big move to the upside. Okay, is this the move to the upside? Is it ready? According to the sequence, it is not. We still need one more down. Okay, so now let's look in the lower time frame and see what we're looking at. 4 hour. Okay, so in the 4 hour, we have made, this has unfolded in 5 waves, in 3 waves rather. We've made 1, 2, 3 wave move to the upside. This sequence is incomplete, so you could have a correction here, and this could come into that 148, 44 before starting to reverse. Okay, so if the sequence, if we're wrong about the sequence, the only thing that how we will know that we are wrong and we still need to continue with the move upper is when we get a deeper correction here. So then that will slightly change the sequence, and the sequence would have ended here. But this has unfolded in 3 waves, so this gives me a bit of confidence that this will still come back for one before we start going up. I would like to get this one to the downside, and I want to get this one to the upside because this will be good trade. So this could be about a 600 pip move to the downside, over 800 pip move to the downside, and over 1,000 pips move to the upside. So let's see how this one plays out. So just the fact that it has made this move to the downside and the 4 hour doesn't mean anything, because that could just be a corrective structure for further upside to that level. So let's see and how that plays out. So this coming down here, correcting here for this move, that means that we are ready for that last move down, and then we're going to be preparing for that upside on pound yen. It's got a very clear structure. Let's see if I can show you on the daily, just the count and the labeling there. Let's see. Very clear structure. So this is actually a blue box there. That's where we want it to come into. So you'll see breaking the trend line does not mean anything. Breaking the trend line does not mean anything. I'll keep saying that we don't trade the trend lines. So this could break here and reverse from the blue box. It will be doing exactly the same the structure that we expect it to do, which is one more down before we go up. Okay, because this is incomplete. We want it to give us this structure. We want this move. We've already traded all of this to the upside, and we've traded all of this to the downside. Okay, so this is 3 moves down, 3 waves up, and then we'll be looking for this one to give us another 3 waves to the downside. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then we're looking for this one. This is the one that we're looking for. It may not come now. It may come push a little bit higher before it comes down. Okay, so if you put in the trend line there, let's just see there. So that may reverse around that area next to the blue box. Okay, so some may call it a false breakout. That's in such as a false breakout. Why would you call it a false breakout? How do you know it's a false breakout? Because price actually traded there. What makes you say that it is false? So if price has traded there, it was meant to trade there. So there's no such thing as a false breakout. You just did not focus the price correctly. All right, so that's pound yen. And let's look at USDJPY. USDJPY has got a clearer structure. I think this is a good trade for the next week. There's a likelihood that this reverses around this area. We've made a 3-wave move down. Let's switch off here. And before I show you that structure, let me show you the overall higher structure that we've shown from, if you see my videos from last year, 2017, you'll see that I've been showing this structure. Okay, so we've got this 3-wave move to the downside. You've got this 3-wave move to the upside. 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up. Need to draw it clearly. 1, 2, 3 up. And then you get this 1, 2, 3. So that is the last 3 waves to the downside. So these are the waves here. These are the internals. And the internals are this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you've got a zigzag combined with a expanding flat there. All right, so that's why this one unfolded as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 before we reversed. We were able to focus this 104 area when we were still right at the top. Okay, so now what is happening? Are we going to retest that level, the previous high? This level. So for us to retest that level, this is what we need to do here. We've unfolded in 5 waves to the upside, correction in 3, and another 5 to the upside. So now we are going down in this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This could turn here, or it can even come back to this level. There's a possibility for it to do this one here, and then give us this one to go and retest that level. Or same structure, I'm going to draw just at the bottom 1, 2, 3, but does this time comes and takes the top, but will still come down for one before we get the move to the upside. So whichever one you get here, whether you get this one or whether you get this one that breaks the top and the bottom, either way, we'll be looking for this to go to the upside. But for now, you should be able to buy any setup, any buy setup that should that you get here. You should be able to buy it, because this could be all the correction you needed. That correction could be all you needed, and it could be in place. Or if that is correction is in place, that means that the current move that's unfolding is the last move to the upside. So that's why you need to take the trade when you get it. Okay, so this is the 1, 2, 3 wave up. So this correction could be complete, and here you could take this trade. This is daily time frame, so you don't want to take it on the daily. So you need to wait for another entry point, because if you take it now, you need to put your stop over 200 pips away. Okay, and minimum targeting this level, and then overall targeting this level. Let's just draw it clear straight. Overall targeting this level here. Okay, so that is if this one is in place and does not give you this one first before it goes. So that is why you need to take this one and take it up. This is still over 100 pips away, so up to about 100 pips from this level. If you're not in the trade, you can move your trade to break even. So let's go down lower time frame. Let's go 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, whenever you get corrective structures, This incomplete one. Whenever you get a clear corrective structure like this here, you take it up, you keep taking it up. That is if unless it reverses. I don't see any reversal here. So let's go 1 hour also. So you keep taking this one to the upside. Okay, so this current sequence to the upside, we are still bullish with this sequence here. We still have a bullish sequence here. You've got 5 waves up, you've got 3 waves back, and now you're looking for this one here. Okay, that's why you need this one to keep pushing up at least to around that area before you start any correction. So that's how US dollar JPY looks. Now EURJPY. EURJPY, pretty interesting. What you could be having there on EURJPY is a expanding flat. It has broken this top. It has broken this top. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we could be getting an expanding or a running flat. So this can turn anyway. It can turn here and go. Then it will be a running flat. Or it can turn here and come break this low before it actually reverses. So whichever one it is, it will be a valid pattern, because that's the pattern that you're going to be looking at there. Okay, so now what do you look out for in the week ahead? You look for a correction in the lower degree. When you get to that level, you move your trade to break even, because after that you could be going for something like that, and this one becomes your running flat. All right. That's Euro Yen, very clear structure. Let me just go higher time frame, see here if there's anything to show. Okay, so this one here, it could have even done a 1, 2, 3, and this one is a 1, 2, 3 wave, 1, 2, 3, another 1, 2, 3 before it goes up. But I don't think that is the structure that it wants to make. This could just do that, come back to that level. Okay, so this also could be a complete structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll be completing the last Z move here. It's actually not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a, as you can see, if you understand anything about what I've done there, that is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. This is a corrective structure on Euro US dollar. So let's see what happens here, whether you can correct here and keep pushing higher. Right, that's Euro US dollar. That's what you're going to be looking at. 1 hour, look for corrective structures for downside. CHFJPY has eventually reached that target that we have forecasted 3 weeks back when I gave you that trade that you could not lose. Okay, so that is, let's just go 4 hour. You get those trades that you just cannot lose, and you just look at how clear the structure is. Let's look at this structure. The structure is so clear you could not get it wrong. It's a simple ABC structure. Let's get CHFJPY. CHFJPY. Right. Now you just could not get this one wrong. You just could not get this one wrong. Right, so let's just clean it up and see. This basically a trade recap of a video we did when we were here. This was must have been 23 August. And this is what we said here when we got to this level. When you go to this level, I told you that if you, it was before you got this correction, and I said if you got so much as got this correction here, you are definitely going to get these 200 pips to the blue box. Look how it rallied following week, exactly the following week, rallied over 200 pips into the blue box, missed it by a few pips. Last week I indicated that this was going to drop and then it was going to go into the blue box. That's exactly where we are. And these are the kind of trades that you just cannot miss. Look at this. It ticks all the boxes, all the rules, all the guidelines. So this is a diagonal that you have there. An A diagonal, you've got an B wave with 3 waves there, and you've got your last move as an impulse. So you've got 2 types of motive waves there, a diagonal and an impulse. Here you had a diagonal, here you had an impulse. It does not change anything. The rules are followed. Okay, so this was a textbook setup that one of those trades that recovers your account, you just cannot get it wrong. 10 lot size type of trades. Okay, I'm kidding about the 10 lot size. I don't teach 10 lot size. I teach 2%. Right, so that's the trade. So what are we looking at for now? I've taken my profits here. I'm just going to wait for it to give me a correction and indication if this is complete. If this is complete, this is how we're going to know. Let's go to the daily. But I've taken profits, enough money from this single trade. Can stop trading for 2 months. This was just so beautiful. So now what you need here is you've got an A, B, C move, complete cycle. Now you're going to wait for it to give you a correction like this, and then it will possibly still push to the upside. All right. So that's what you're going to be looking at on pound CHF. So CHFJPY, CHF is correlated to the euro, so you may find that because we're forecasting downside on the euro, this may start with the correction here and not necessarily come down. Okay, but let's see if we get an impulsive move here. This move to the downside does not mean anything at this stage. Let's go look at it in the 1 hour. It may look significant on the 1 hour, but it does not mean anything. It is not confirmed, because as much as it looks like that, it can still go up. Actually, we've got a correction here in the 1 hour, but that correction looks to be breaking to the downside. So you cannot see anything clearly. You stay away from this for now. This is not even a flag for upside. Even if you wanted to buy this, I wouldn't buy this one. Not after such a strong move to the upside. Okay, so this, I'm expecting that we start now a correction, a deeper correction. Let's see how that plays out. Very nice one. Now, AUDJPY. AUDJPY. Let's go a bit higher. It's always easier to see this in the higher time frame. So last week I dedicated the webinar to smaller time frames, but the challenge is with doing this only the smaller time frame is that I'm going to give you the next immediate move in the 1 hour, and by Tuesday all those moves will have played out, and you don't know what to look out for the rest of the week. So that's why I give you the higher time frame. So what are we looking at on this one here? Here we're looking for a correction here. Get a corrective structure here. This move, this may be in place. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3 here. So this may be in place, and we may be looking to come back to that level. So that sequence may be complete there, or we can still have a further push to the downside. So we've got a pulsing move that will unfold in 5 waves. Wait for the corrective structure there, for another move to the upside like that. Okay, let's see what we have there. So that structure may be incomplete. Let's see. If it is complete, we'll see by a correction here around this level. Let's go 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, looks like we've made 5 waves up. So now we're looking for a 3-wave pullback. If we get that 3-wave pullback, then we'll be looking for further upside. Okay, so this one, you just have to wait and see what you get. If you get a flag here, you can take it. You just need to be careful when you get to this level, because if that is the case, you can find that this actually goes like this and gives you a 3-wave move to the upside, starts correcting there, or gives you a passing move to wave 3. So not very clear at this stage, AUDJPY. And now let's look at CADJPY. All right, so CADJPY. CADJPY, we're looking for this to break higher. So we've got this move to the upside. Looks like we've made an expanding flat here, or is it a running flat? So we're looking for this to correct here and push to the upside, further upside. So this could be a B that is will locate there. So let's watch out for a correction and a further move to the upside. This is the 4 hour. Now you look out for a correction on the 4 hour. So let's see, this looks like it's giving you a flag here correction. I don't believe that that is the one that will may go. It may even give you something like that before it actually goes. And then you get this correction like this, further upside. Okay, so still bullish on CAD. Any corrective structure is an indication for continuation. All right. Right, so that's CADJPY. Let's look lastly on the yen pairs. We'll look at New Zealand JPY. Let's go New Zealand. So as I said, this reversal to the downside does not mean anything until you get a confirmation like that. And that confirmation could just be doing something like this for further upside. Okay, so let's see how that plays out, because this has tagged this low here and it may still come and tag this level. So let's keep an eye on this one. Don't go rush in and look at this candle coming down and just go sell. Because what could happen there is that this will correct to the upside, come down, and start coming down up here for this 3-wave flat there. So let's keep an eye, wait for a corrective structure there. All right, that is New Zealand JPY. Now, that concludes the yen pairs. Let's look at silver and gold. Very clear structures on silver and gold. So gold, if I go to the daily, this is what we're looking for overall. We're looking to go to 1120. Okay, 1120. So whatever happens in this swing is just correction. So we have been looking for that. We've been looking for this level since we were right here at the top. When it made this correction, we said sell. When it made this correction, just sell. I know some people even lost money here, some support and resistance, and trendline traders lost money there because they were thinking that this is a monthly support and they were trying to buy here for upside. But we were selling because we were looking only at the structure, not at the trend lines. Right, so what are we looking at now? We're looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, and then we're looking at this as a third wave, and this is a fourth wave, and we want to get to this level, the 1, 2, 2 level. Okay, that is the ultimate level that we've been looking out for since we were right here at the top. Okay, so now to be able to understand whether we're gonna get to this level, we need to understand this correction. So what is this correction telling us? Okay, let's look at that correction. That is the wave 4. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour on gold, we have made a 3-wave move up to the upside. So this is what convinces me that this move to the upside is not going to be the one that reverses, because it's 3 waves. It's not an impulsive wave. So if we're looking at this as a 3-wave move, there's a likelihood that this is giving you a move like this: 3 waves down, bigger 3 waves, and another 3 waves like that. So there's a likelihood that this pushes a little bit lower, like we're expecting the euro US dollar to do, and we get this last move to the upside, giving you this whole wave 4 as a zigzag before we start coming down to the level that we're looking for, which is at the 1122. Okay, so don't let these strong pulsing moves on gold fool you. It could just be a corrective structure in 1, 2, 3 waves before we drop. Okay, so now you've got this drop. It did not take the high, so it can still do that. So let's look at this corrective structure for downside. Risky here now because it can just do that and go for 1 up before it drops. Okay, so that's how clear gold is on the 4-hour. You just need to watch what you get. So if you get to this level and you start getting in a reaction higher, you can take that move and take it further up for this move here. And this is the move that you're going to be looking out for. 3 waves up, 3 waves back, and 3 waves up. After that, we're expecting that move. Okay, right. Nathan is asking for EURJPY. It's already done. You can just watch the video once it's uploaded on YouTube. All right, so that is gold. Gold, you need to keep an eye on this correction and see how this is unfolding. So we are still bearish on gold long term. Silver, same. I said 2 weeks back that if we build this corrective structure along the current level, we are going to come down. So let me show you the current level and why I said if we get a correction there, we're going to come down. And I was looking, I'm actually looking for overall to come down to the 350 level. Let's get the right color. So I'm looking to come down to the 350 level, which is this level here. And we are getting this correction. This correction has completed here. And now we're looking for this to come down. Okay, so now let's look at that correction again and see if we're getting to our 350. 4 hour. Let's go 4 hour. So you can see how accurate this is. It doesn't matter what price does. You shouldn't panic when you know you've got a cycle in place. Price can go up and down, but your cycle must remain and you must stick to your bias, but don't be foolish about it as well. Okay, if circumstances change, you must be able to adjust and switch. So you've got this 1, 2, 3 expanding flat textbook that has formed now. This is the correction that we were looking for. Before it even happened, we knew that it was going to be a correction here in this current level. So now you've got that correction. Now you've got a passing move to the downside. What you want for now is a corrective structure for downside. Okay, so we may be on our way in the next coming week to that 1350 that we are looking out for. But first, we need to get an entry point. You don't just enter like that. Otherwise, if you take it now, you need to put your stop loss around 1440 like that, which could be too wide. So, but it is very encouraging to see that we've made an expanding flat clear, a passing move down, actually a 3-wave move down. This is a 1, 2, 3. Could extend and be a 5-wave move that does something like this before it drops. Either way, get an entry point and go target 1350. That's silver and gold clear structures. All right, I think now we can go into the pound pairs. Let's start with a clearer one, which is pound AUD. Pound AUD, this will be an amazing trade if we get a nice entry point. I've posted this in our group. It is not a trade setup as yet, but rather a forecast. We just want it to confirm. So this is the structure that we're looking at out for. You even have a cipher pattern playing out there. I'm going to take it off just to clean up the charts. So now this one has made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is an 11 string sequence. That is 3, 4, 8, 3, 4, 7, 1, 2, 3. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the last one is the 11 strings. It should be 11 strings in total. So the axis, we only count them as one. So we've got an 11 string sequence. Let's count this again without this. This is, I'm going to do this with different colors. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is what we call an 11 string sequence, and that is your WXYXZ. So we are looking for this correction here, this deep correction. If we get this deep correction, you're going to have a guaranteed trade. Another one of those guaranteed trades to the upside. But it has to come to the fib levels that we focus when you trade WXYXZ like a pro. So this is your WXY in place, X in place, and now we're just simply looking for a Z. Lower degree, we're looking for this as A, B, C. It hasn't flooded in 5 waves, so we're just looking for the C wave. Okay, so this is going to be a very interesting one if we get this corrective structure, this size, guys. It has to be this size. Then we're going to get a move similar to this one or similar to this one. So keep an eye on this one, very interesting one. A break above this, a break and clear above this that confirms that move with almost 99.9% accuracy. So, but you need to be patient and wait for it. It's not one of those that are going to play out in the next session. This one still needs to confirm. That is pound AUD, pound CHF. So pound chief has unfolded in 3 waves to the downside. Okay, we've made these 3-wave corrections similar to what you have on pound US dollar. So we've made a move to the downside. It looks like it's in 3 waves though. So we just need to get this as a corrective structure to carry on with the move down. So pound chief still looks like it's gonna keep coming down. Similar to pound US dollar, it's gonna keep coming down. If we get this corrective structure here, this could even take this low and push lower, because what this correction is correcting is this one here, is this swing. So if this swing is corrected, we've got a 3-wave, this 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 back, we could be looking for that move to the downside. So let's look closely into the lower time frame and see what structure we're getting on pound chief for our. Okay, that is a pound chief there. So pound chief has already made a passing move to the upside. Let's see whether this is a passing move or if it's a 3-wave move. It started here, made 1, made 2, made 3. So it's a 3-wave move. So there's a likelihood that this breaks up for 1, 2, 3. That would be a 3-wave move like that. And we're going to be looking for this to keep dropping. So this is simply a correction. So this could be one of those corrections that we can trade with almost 100% certainty, similar to what we did with CHFJPY. Okay, so unfortunately, this can only be done, we can only do that in the premium group because we don't have these webinars on a Monday. So we'll be able to show the entries and timings on this one. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that one. A break above will confirm the 3-wave structure. Break above this will confirm this 3-wave structure before we come down. Okay, and usually when we take these corrections and we buy these guaranteed trades, we're looking for the bigger moves to the downside. That's exactly what we did with AUD US dollar a couple of weeks back. That's what we did with pound CAD, EUROCAD, exactly the same way. One of those guaranteed type of trades. All right, that's pound chief. Look out for these to break up. 1, 2, 3. Pound chief, pound AUD we did, pound CAD. Pound CAD for our. So pound CAD, let's look at the higher time frame first so we can see where we're coming from. We've unfolded in 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. This is that 3-wave move that I'm talking about that we traded to the upside and then down. Okay, so now we want to see if this is going to make a 3-wave move before we come down. So wait for this structure here that is currently building to complete, then you will know what is going on with this. So we've got a pulsing move down now, we've got a move up, correction, 1 up, down, and then a move like that before you come down. Okay, so let's look at it in the lower time frame, see if we can trade it in the short term. All we have now is a pulsing move down in 5 waves. So we've got this move to the downside, we've got this one here. You've got 5 waves down, we've got these 3 waves up. This one has gone up in 1, 2, 3 waves, and now it just looks like it's building this structure here. There's too much detail though, but this correction completing can mean that we are coming to retest this level. We could go from there, or we can come back for one before we go and make this flat correction. Okay, so a bit of a waiting game for most pairs in the next coming week. Right, so that's pound CAD, pound New Zealand, very clear structure, looking upside, upper and upper. So pound New Zealand, you're looking for nothing other than upside. And this is why you're looking for upside. Let's go daily on pound New Zealand. So pound New Zealand, you are looking for this. You've got this triangle there and it's correcting again. See, you've got a clear textbook triangle there. You've got 1, 2, 3 wave move to the upside, triangle, and then you'll be looking for another one 2, 3. So it is a bullish sequence, guys. Don't lose money on New Zealand by selling it. You don't sell New Zealand for the next couple of days. You've got W, you've got X, you're looking for the Y. So a corrective structure here and an entry point, you hold it for some time. So pound in New Zealand is good for upside. It's a very clear triangle here, A, B, C, D, E. Takes all the boxes, and we'll be looking for it to complete like that. That's the triangle you're looking for upside. And that is the labeling if you want to see. That's what it looks like. So now going to the lower time frame is to try 4 hour. Let's go 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, it's not giving you any indication. It is currently building up a correction. So you need to be patient and wait for this to complete, give you something like that. Then you will look for entry point. Now you cannot just rush in, because what could happen here if you rush in, this could do that. And you'll think it's going down, and it makes another one, and it goes, and it makes another one. And eventually when it's done, it starts going. And meanwhile, you've left the bus because you've lost a couple of trades before it went up. Okay, so this will be an interesting one. So keep an eye on this one. We're still bullish, and for some time, quite some time, on pound in New Zealand. You only look for continuation patterns. That's pound New Zealand, pound CAD we've done, pound CHF, pound AUD. I think that concludes all the pound pairs. So we're going to look at euro pairs. We'll start with euro pound. Euro pound, you'll be looking for this to break to the downside, simply because it has come down in 3 waves. One, I'm on the 4 hour chart now. 1, 2, 3. So this could still go even more sideways before it drops. Looks like it's unfolding as a triangle as well. So it could be the inverse of the structure that we saw on pound in New Zealand. So this will be a W, this will be an X. If this continues and this breaks to the downside, you've got this move to the downside. Okay, so that's euro pound. So if we just show you the structure in the higher degree on euro pound, the labeling there, if anybody is interested in that. Let's just show the daily. That's the structure we forecasted. We're forecasting that it will come down after the break of the structure. Okay, break of the structure in the 1 hour. You'll be taking it minimum this level. Okay, I know I've shown it here, but you need to take a modest target to this level. It's a couple of pips. It's about 400 pips to this level. About 400 pips, quite decent. All right, so that's euro pound, euro New Zealand. So euro New Zealand, same as pound New Zealand, is bullish. Let's show euro New Zealand. The structure that you saw on pound was this one. It's just that here on the euro, you did not get a triangle like you did with euro pound. Instead, here you got a 3-wave move. That's a 3-wave move on the euro. So euro, we have been saying that we want it to come back to that level. Okay, so you need to get every connective structure, take it up to that level. Doesn't matter what it does, whether what the candle looks like it's coming down, you are taking it to that level. So that's euro New Zealand. So initially we wanted to take it up here, and we were expecting that this might come back for one down and then up. So I explained both scenarios that if you get this correcting here, this was confirmation when it was correcting here that this will not be the reversal for one up, and we stopped expecting the regular flat when we got that move. Okay, so now it's simple, it is clear. We are simply looking to come back to that level. It can even break beyond that level. So we are bullish euro New Zealand. Very clear. Euro AUD as well, we are also bullish euro AUD. Let's look at euro AUD. Euro AUD. So if you look at the comparison between euro AUD and pound AUD, you'll see that pound AUD still has not broken this level, but EURAUD has now broken it, and a correction above this means that EURAUD will keep pushing further, and that means that pound AUD will follow it as well. So that is how you use correlation to trade this. So if you look at this here, we've got this as an A, as a B, and we are looking for another C. So this could be a 1, 2. We're looking for 3 going up. Why is this an A? Because this is a textbook diagonal. If we show you the labelings there, you'll see how clear this is. You've got a textbook ending diagonal, so this could be a 1, 2, and we could be looking for further upside to go and complete that wave 3 on EURAUD. So what do you do in the meantime? Let's go to the lower time frame. So obviously you cannot trade on the daily unless you've got deep pockets that can afford deep stop losses. So that's what you're looking for. We're looking for this correction in the 1 hour to complete, then we'll know that we're ready to go. Breaking above this level exposes further upside, as we are expecting anyway. Okay, so what is the overall target for Audi? Let's go back to the daily, show that target. We're looking for the previous high at this level, actually at 565. We're looking for that level. Okay, so we're not very far off now. So let's see how that plays out. Let's go 1 hour again, one more time, just to check it quickly, see that correction again. Okay, it is clear. It is clear, so we'll keep an eye on that. So there's a nice entry point for those that missed that move. EURAUD, that's EURAUD, EURCAD. EURCAD, let's have a look. So EURCAD, interesting. Let's go for our. We'll go for our first on EURCAD. Let's see here. Very interesting EURCAD. So all those blue boxes that you see is what we forecasted, where we forecasted that price will reverse, and it actually reversed in those areas. Whether it was pulling back or it was a complete reversal, like here it was a pullback. We had forecasted that that's where it's going to pull back, and here it was where we sold. We had forecasted that it was going to come down from that level. So now this has unfolded in 3 waves to the downside. Let's switch off here. It has unfolded in 3 waves. You've got 1, 2, 3 back up here. So now this has broken this previous low here, has made a new low. There's a likelihood that this is actually a running flat. A running flat breaks the low, does not break the top. So we could be done with this move, and this could be starting a move to the downside that is similar in size as this one. So let's keep an eye on this. We already have that big reversal on Friday. Is that what we're gonna get in the coming sessions? Let's see. So we have unfolded in 3 waves. After that 3-wave move, it has made a 3-wave move there, and now it has come down in 1, 2, 3 lower degree. Let me show you. Do this with green. 1, 2, 3. So it could be coming down and does something like that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's see how it unfolds. So you need to wait for the structures to form. It's a lot of waiting for this week. Okay, this structure needs to complete so you can know whether you're going to come down or not. But the sequence is downside. That's EURCAD. EUROCHF. Let's look at EUROCHF now. So EUROCHF, we can just trade it based on correlation. Euro US dollar is coming down. It has made this move. This could also come pushing down here to this level before it reverses and for further downside. So EUROCHF, we're looking for it to come down. Let's just look in the higher time frame also. We had actually located this into the blue box here as a 1, 2, 3. So a candle up here, there's nothing that stops this here from pushing higher. But the blue box does not mean reversal. It could mean a pullback depending on where the sequence is or the cycle is. So let's look out for this bounce as we're expecting on Euro US dollar as well. But maybe further downside first before we get a bounce. A flag there, come down, up, down. That's what we're expecting on EUROCHF. All right, so I think that concludes the Euro pairs. Let's look at some of the CAD and the Audi pairs. We'll start with New Zealand CAD. Look at the CAD pairs. So New Zealand CAD, we've been looking for this to come down. There's a specific reason why we're looking for this one to come down. It's because of this clear wave count that we have on this pair. One of the most complex pairs to trade or to analyze using the Elliott wave method, because it's just a mess. So now we are looking for this to come back down to this level. So any corrective structure all the way up to this level, you can take chances. We're already so far low now. If you didn't take it right from the top, you may be burnt, because this may start pushing back up. It doesn't have to come down to this level. It can even come back from this level and make a running flat. So that is New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD looking into the lower time frame. Let me put in the line that you're targeting there. On New Zealand CAD, this is where you're targeting. You can see this is not a support or resistance level. It is actually an area where you expect the structure to complete. Okay. So that has been the forecast from a couple of weeks back, and now we're looking for this to just come back down to this level. So we're still about 250 pips away. You can still hop on and see if you can make some money out of this. Very clear structure on this pair, New Zealand CAD. Audi New Zealand. Audi New Zealand. So Audi New Zealand, we need to see here. There's a likelihood that this can still push higher. We had 1, 2, okay, let me just show you here. We're just looking at this last leg here. We had this 1, 2, 3 waves up, and we traded this leg. This leg we traded down. So there's a possibility that this gives us another 1, 2, 3 before we come down. So we just need to see which one we're going to get if we're going to get into the lower time frame. So let's go to the lower time frame and see whether we're going to get a 1 up or if it's going to go all the way just like this without going 1 up. So let's go 4 hour. For hour, this is the move that we traded. We traded this move, so now we're getting this correction here. So the correction, we need to see what it unfolds as. If it gives us something like this around this level, we know that we're going to get this move. So sideways in the next couple of sessions. If anything changes, we'll probably update on TradingView. But for now, you're just going sideways. Nothing is happening in this case. Okay, so let's see. Let's keep an eye on this one. Rather stay away from this one. You don't want to trade that one until it has confirmed a clear structure. All right. I'm going to go into the indices now, and we'll look at S&P 500. Indices are very interesting. They've just been bullish all the way, As I kept saying from right when we're at the bottom, that we are simply looking for pullbacks as we are on a pulse. We are on a pulse on the indices, and now if we're looking at the S&P 500, we've made this correction, wave 4, and from there it has been rallying in 5 waves. So this is your 1, 2. It looks like internally here you've got another 1, 2, 1, 2 like that, and we are going for a wave 3 on green, which could end there at the 1,618, pull back and complete wave 5. then only will you expect wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 3, 4, and 5 in red, 3, 4, and 5 in red. Right now, you're still busy with the green. Okay, so what does this mean? So just you looking at me drawing this structure here tells you that we are still bullish the indices. We are still bullish the indices. Any move that we get that looks like it's coming down is an opportunity to enter the indices. Now, even now, currently, if we just look here, we have made a pullback that is clearly complete, and we've made another impulse. So how do you trade going forward? You are going to wait for this flag to break to the upside. I'm probably going to take this one as well, okay, and take it all the way to 307. Okay, so this peak here that we've been expecting the S&P 500 to break for so long has now been broken, corrected on top, and now we're going up. Okay, so this is why I'm expecting the indices to keep going higher and higher. So that is the S&P 500. Let's look at the rest. The NASDAQ should be similar. NASDAQ looks like it's unfolding as a diagonal. We're starting with the upside with a diagonal. The high, the NASDAQ has broken that January high a long time ago. This January high was broken in July already by the NASDAQ. Okay, so it is still pushing higher and higher. It looks like we're starting here with the diagonal, may come and correct and keep pushing higher like that. So what are we looking out for now in the week ahead? You're looking for this one to start correcting and give us a clear structure here, whether it's giving us a diagonal or whichever structure it's giving us. We'll see when it gives us a correction or an entry point. We will expect that this breaks the previous high and make new highs. Okay, wait for that corrective structure. All right. That's the NASDAQ, UK 100. UK 100 may have completed its three-wave move to the downside. So we may have had this one as a 2, as a 3, and now we've got a pulsing move to the upside, and now we're busy correcting. So let's see if this pushes higher and keep going. Okay, but we just need to be careful here. If this is a 1, 2, 3 wave up and a correction here, this can do that and keep pushing lower, making this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this leg before we get any sort of correction. So let's keep an eye on this one. This may be supported by the other indices. That is UK 100 or the FTSE. Then the DAX or the NIKKEI first. Let's start with the NIKKEI. NIKKEI, that is that January peak. Very far from that January peak, but we'll be expecting that this is a 1. Last week I thought this was going to give us a 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, a pulsing move down, and then a move to the upside. But it looks like it's just going to go with a pulse up, 3-wave correction, and then another 3-wave move to the upside. So that means simply here as well, you get any corrective structure in the 1 hour, you keep buying up until that level. That's what you're going to be looking at for. That is the NIKKEI. The DAX. Let's look at the DAX. DAX reversal there on the 4 hour. You're simply waiting for a correction for a push higher. Okay, so the January high on the DAX is also not anywhere close to being broken. This was the January 2018 high. So we still need that one to go and break there. So there's a possibility that this can just come up here, 1 down and then goes. But we're going to need to get a corrective structure or an entry point at that level for further upside. Okay. Right, that is the DAX. And that concludes all the indices. The NIFTY, lastly we do the NIFTY. So the NIFTY keeps pushing higher and higher and pulling back in 3 waves. And this is going well with that Indian stock that we are following, that is Sun Pharmaceutical. So you'll see that the NIFTY has made a 3-wave pullback as we expected last week. and made another pulsing move to the upside. If anybody who trades NIFTY, there's an opportunity here for a correction and buy for push higher. Okay, so that three-wave move that you see on the NIFTY is exactly the same move as that you see. Okay, before we go to that Sun Pharmaceutical, that is the January high on the NIFTY, made a high and a three-wave move to the downside. So that shows clearly that is a three-wave move and that it has completed. And for the rest of the time, it has just been trending impulsively. All right, so then let's look at Sun Pharma just to update for completeness sake. Sun Pharmaceutical is going very well. It has made this three-wave pullback that you see, the latest three-wave pullback that you see on the NIFTY is exactly the same three-wave pullback that you get on Sun Pharmaceutical. So let's just go 1 hour here and you'll see. That is a three-wave pullback. And now it has made a passing move to the upside, and now it is correcting again. If the guys in India are not making money out of this stock, I don't know, because it is so clear. Okay, Indian traders, this stock is so clear. We have bought it right at the bottom, right on this level here. Okay, I'm saying we, but not me. the guys who are trading this stock, not me. I'm just analyzing it for them. Okay, this was where this was supposed to have been the entry point. Let me just show it. So this was the entry point. You can see that's where they entered, and this just keeps pushing higher and higher. And a break above this level exposes even further upside. So the target is still quite far. If I go to the daily, this is still going. This is still going for quite some time. Still very bullish. See, still very bullish. And it's the reason why the target is so far. So Indian traders, if you like to trade CFDs, this may be a nice opportunity, or even trade shares. So now you may get a corrective structure like that before a further push out to the upside. But that's what you are looking for this to be bullish. It's a bullish sequence all the way. Right, so let's do the cryptocurrencies. We do Bitcoin. Bitcoin is simple, not much changes from, I'm on the daily here, not much changes from last week's analysis. Nothing much has changed. It has just been in this correction, this one here. So that correction is part of this. We have got this 1, 2, 3 waves in the degree, and we will be looking for this one to give us this 3 waves to that level before any move. So that corrective structure needs to break to the downside. Okay, how far will it break? Let's see. Could just break up to that level before we push. There's still a possibility for this one push higher before we come down. Okay, but this is not a must, and if we keep unfolding in these structures, we may just keep going all the way down. Okay, you may just keep going all the way down. But this structure makes much more sense at this stage to be a W X like that, and your X is this 3-wave move. Okay, the yellow X. So that's why we're expecting that this breaks to the downside, at least to around these levels. That is Bitcoin. Litecoin. So Litecoin, small pulsing move to the upside, which could just be retesting this level before further collapse. Easy, similar structure on the higher degree as Bitcoin. So okay, we just need to go to the lower time frame and see. We've got a passing move to the upside. It has tagged the low. It tagged this low, and pushed up. So this could be coming back to this level before the drop. All right, so that's Litecoin. Ethereum. All right, Ethereum, similar. We've got a pulsing move. We've got this corrective structure that looks like a regular flat, and we'll be looking to take it up for at least a move, that size move. Okay, so we had a triangle there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, not a triangle, doesn't look like a triangle. Not a good one. Okay, but here you've got an expanding flat, and now it's going like this, a correction here, push up before we come down. Okay, no indication for reversal as yet. So this could be a corrective structure and for further downside. And it is right on the 61. Let's just go daily here, see what that significance, the significance of that 61 extension. It is not a retracement. So this is the 61 area. So if you get a correction in this area, you are guaranteed to come back down to this level. But we need to keep an eye and see how this one plays out. So let's wait for this correction to finish. So this correction is happening at the 61 edge of the second leg of this whole correction, or the third leg. So we know that if we get this one in the 61, we're dropping all the way. And lastly, Ripple. Okay, Ripple. Loading Ripple now. Let's go daily. All right, so Ripple, still the same structure as the others. You've got a running flat here in green X. 3 waves down, 3 waves correction, and now you're looking for this one to come down. Looks like here, right at the bottom, you're gonna have something like this. You've got an impulse, you've got a 1, 2, 3 waves down. You could come back for one up here, come back down. Okay, still bearish the cryptocurrencies. No indication of a reversal yet. So in the next coming sessions, we'll still see the same. So we've got the divergence here on the daily. So this may be ready to at least make a decent 3-wave pullback before we come down. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the webinar. Please like and subscribe, share the videos. See you guys next week. Good week. Good luck trading. Yes, guys. Bye-bye.